Hi, I'm Lynn Mares with Arrow Sewing, and the holiday season is upon us again. So one of the things that I love to keep around for the holidays are these cash and carry bags by Terry Atkinson. I will link the pattern in the description below so that you too can make them. I also keep them year-round basically because they're great to put little gift cards in. Think novelty fabric in the particular gift card you're giving, whether it's fishing or maybe a gas card or to a grocery store. How fun is it to find novelty fabric to make these little bags? They're quick, they're easy, and they're fun. Let's jump in. There are several ways to make this pattern, and I am going to make the simplest of them, and it calls for two fabrics, which is your main print and then your contrast, which also becomes your lining. So you'll be following the measurements in your pattern and cutting them to the specifications that are listed in there. And I'm not using the fusible fleece that it's required that they tell you can use. I'm just using a thinner interfacing, fusible, but just thinner. It's not the fleece. So if it's 20 3/4, then 3/4 is a little squishy over a half, so it's 5/8. All right, let's just do this. This little piece is for those zipper tabs. Set that aside for later when I make those. I will be going to my iron super quickly here. We're just going to fuse my interfacing to the wrong side of the contrast. All right, I'm back. I've fused my fusible to the backside of my contrast fabric, and now what I'm going to do is center my main strip, and then we are going to stitch and flip our contrast to this using a 1/4 inch seam. And then the next step after this, we'll be cutting them to size. So no need to get super precise. We'll let our ruler do that for us. Now, if you find your fabric stitching, you can switch to a walking foot, but with this thinner interfacing, I find that I really don't have too much of a problem. I'm just going to finger press this back right now, and I'll take it to the iron when I get this second side done. Right sides together, and let's stitch and flip this side. So again, just aligning this contrast strip right along the edge of my main strip, I am going to stitch and flip. Now, the one thing I like about Terry Atkinson patterns is she's very easy to follow. So following along with your pattern, she's very, very clear, and she likes to give you tips. All right, I'll be taking this to my iron. We're just going to give this a good press. And another really nice thing about this pattern is that you can make various sizes. I'm going to stay to the 6-inch cash and carry, but if you wanted to make a sunglass case or something, you can do it. Just leave these panels a little longer. Back to my sewing machine, I'm going to take a real narrow little stitch right along this edge to hold it in place before I trim it. Okay, I am going to trim my panels. Now I did choose a directional fabric, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful when I construct my bag to make sure that those are aligned in the right direction. If you have a novelty fabric, one of the fun things about this is that there's enough room on this main panel that you can fussy cut a design if you want. All right, I'm going to go to my cutting board. Okay, I have trimmed my panels to the size indicated in the pattern and the one that I want to do. Again, I told you can use different size lengths if you want to make the cash and carry bag for maybe a different purpose. And this is how much extra I had left over. So you do have a lot of play with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save myself a step. Later on in the pattern, they're going to have you zigzag these edges to clean them up. I'm just going to take them to my serger real quick and just do a small little serge around all these edges and clean them up now. So your choice, you can zigzag later, or I'm just going to cheat a little bit and use my serger now. I have my panels prepared, and again, you don't need to use a serger. Perfectly fine to use a little zigzag to clean up these edges. But I have my panels prepared, so what I'm going to do now is prepare the zipper. Don't be intimidated, zippers can be easy. All right, I'm now going to prepare my zipper casing. So I've made the casing that's going to enclose my zipper. So what I have to do now is we are going to stitch these two ends together and then slip this on and stitch it across. And it's perfectly okay to stitch through the plastic zipper. Then I'm going to stitch real close to that edge. I have my zipper foot on in preparation to actually stitch my zipper onto my panels. Okay, and I'm just going to trim these ends. I'm going to take my zipper back to my cutting mat. What I'm going to do is I am going to trim it an inch shorter than my panel length. I'm going to repeat what I did on this end. I'm going to repeat it on this end. With the zipper pulled facing down, I have centered my zipper over my main panel. And notice I have directional fabric, so I had to make sure that my zipper was at the top. And because I cut it a half an inch from each end, so I'm going to have it a half an inch from each end. And now we're going back to the machine, and we're going to stitch very close to the zipper. You want to be really careful when you're using these nylon zippers that you don't get your iron too close to them. I'm going to choose to elongate my stitch just a little. All right, now the second half of the zipper is going to go just the same as that first half did. Again, directional fabric. Make it easy on yourself. Don't pick a directional fabric. I'm going to remember to bring my stitch length back down. About 2.5. And with right sides together, my fabric going in the right direction, my panels are even. I'm going to stitch very close to this zip line, and then we'll have our zipper installed. Okay. All right. I am ready to finish sewing this quick, easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some clips to kind of hold it in place. Make sure you have your zipper halfway open or you're never going to be able to get this turned right side out. So clips, pins, up to you. Terry Atkinson does a really nice job of giving tips on how to sew these. So her patterns are clear and really well written. This is a fun pattern just to have on hand for any occasion, really. I put my regular foot back on, and what we are going to do is we're going to take about a 1/2 inch seam all the way down. Not quite. Back stitch at the top. There you have the Cash and Carry Bag by Terry Atkinson. This pattern's been around for a long time, but it's timeless. I love keeping this around just for the holidays and for any time really when you want to make a quick little gift or some gift card holder. So she writes an easy pattern, it's inexpensive, you can use scraps, and again, what can I say? Love these little gifts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips, tutorials, and product features. Happy sewing!